from the House of Assembly this week. Principal General Establishment Law 2024 scales second reading in OGUN Assembly. Proposed bill on consumer protection by OGUN Assembly to promote healthy safety society. OGUN Assembly Speaker comments Aujale's initiative on professorial chair in governance. This and many more would come to your viewing pleasure in the course of the program. Leading the debate on the floor of the House for the second reading on the Principal General Establishment Law 2024, the sponsor and the minority leader of the House, Honorable Lukman Adeleye, submitted that the existing appointment of the Office of Principals General in the state was a creation of an executive order which needed to be given a legal framework to aid its administrative continuity to allow for school principals so appointed in the state to be at par with their counterparts, permanent secretaries in the core civil service in the state. He lauded the state governor for sustaining the appointment of the principals general in the 4 zones of the state, explaining that the bill, when passed into law, would be a legislation of legacy that would aid the career progression of teachers in the state. Other lawmakers who spoke in favor of the bill commended the sponsor, explaining that the bill would improve the performance and effective management of the education authorities in zones across the state. They described the bill as an enabling legislation that would reduce administrative bottleneck in school administration with improved delegated authority to the principals general. The lawmakers submitted that the creation of the office would enable the teachers in the state to further give their best in their service, as it would assist them to reach the pinnacle of their career. Responding, the Speaker, Right Honorable Oludaisi Elemide, noted that the bill sought to institutionalize the creation of the office for the appointment of the principals general, adding that the bill under consideration would also improve the conditions of service for the 4 officials, thereby improving their productivity.
The previous principal generals were not really given the status of permanent secretary in their condition of service. And that is one thing this law is set to establish and straighten up. Not principal general alone, but they will have the same rights and privileges of permanent secretaries.
The Speaker thereafter committed the bill to the House Committee on Education, Science and Technology for further legislative action.
In line with its legislative practice and procedure, the Ogun State House of Assembly has organized a public hearing on a bill for a law to establish the Ogun State Consumer Protection Agency for the protection of the interests of consumers, settlement of consumer disputes, and related matters, which afforded stakeholders to participate and have their inputs into the passage of the bill. Declaring the forum open, Speaker Right Honorable Oludaisi Elemide informed the gathering that the bill has been extensively debated on the floor of the hallowed chamber, hence the need for stakeholders' contribution to make necessary inputs and legislative credence towards achieving its desired objectives.
If I go to any shop or and I buy an expired product, I should have a right either to sue them or to seek redress that you want to kill me. If that the drug cannot expire, they won't put expiry date. So it's not about cost alone. These are, and many others are what this bill seeks to protect. And once it is a law, then everybody is culpable under that law.
In his welcome address, the sponsor of the bill and the minority leader of the House, Honorable Lukman Adeleye, noted that there is need for legislators to perform their duties as required by law, to enact appropriate legislation to protect their constituents from the menace of goods and services that are hazardous to their lives. Honorable Adeleye also enumerated the right to be heard and assured that the interest of consumers will receive due consideration at appropriate fora.
The bill is aimed at promoting and protecting the rights of consumers, which include but not limited to the right to be informed about inequality, quality, potency, purity, standard, and prices of goods and services, as the case may be, so as to protect the consumers against unfair trade practices. The right to seek redress against unscrupulous exploitation of consumers.
Stakeholders, including Director of Legislative Drafting, Ministry of Justice, James Maffei, representative of CDHR, Comrade Yinka Folani, that of Consumers Advocacy Initiative, Ola Animashaun, Kehinde Omitogun, who represented Permanent Secretary of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Oluola Ikulola, while his environment counterpart, Gbenga Oyeleye, was also represented by Shodipo Oyeleye, among others, submitted that the proper monitoring and implementation of the bill is imperative.
So if we're coming up with a bill like this as well, there is every need to stand on the state as far as implementation of laws are concerned.
I want us to recognize the fact that we are not talking of only products here. We should include services. Wherever you have products, let it reflect in the bill. Services, the banking, telecoms, water, electricity, and all other areas.
Chairman, House Committee on Industry, Trade and Investment, Honorable Bisi Oyedele, in his closing remarks, assured all and sundry that their contribution will be considered while finalizing the bill.
The Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Luda Ise-Elemide, commended the Awujale and paramount ruler of Ijebuland, Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetono, for his role as a rallying point for good governance through his significant contributions to human development by initiating a professorial chair in governance at the Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agowe. Speaker, in company of other lawmakers, gave the commendation while playing host to a delegation from Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetono School of Governance Studies, led by the occupants of the professorial chair, Professor Akishola Alabi Agagu, at the Assembly Complex, Okemoson, Abeokuta. The Speaker noted that the long reign of the paramount ruler of Ijebuland is dedicated to service and making positive impacts in all areas, including good governance.
I have a sort of good spot or mind for Kabir Awujale. That day I saw him as a rallying point.
In his presentation, Professor Agagu, on behalf of the School of Governance Studies, expressed appreciation to the Assembly for passing people-oriented legislations, presenting the copies of the book titled Reinventing Governance in Nigeria to the Speaker. Professor Agagu said that the book would equip all members of the 10th Assembly in dealing with issues relating to governance.
We identify some virtues that we really need in this country, and that even irrespective of age, people can still play a prominent role in actually ensuring good governance in this country.
He enjoined the lawmakers to take advantage of the school that was inaugurated by the nation's Vice President Kashim Shettima on behalf of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to acquire more knowledge in governance and public service.
My name is Honorable Ajayi Bolanle Latifat, representing the good people and industrious people of Yewa South State constituency. I am the Deputy Speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly, born in the early 60s into the family of Anima Sham and Shodipo. Anima Sham from Idogo, and my mom is from Abeokuta, Ijeja, Agboole, Alubata. I attended Christ Primary School, Ilaro. After my first school leaving certificate, I went to Egbado High School, Igbogila, where I obtained my secondary school certificates. After leaving that place, I taught for just 1 year in one of the primary school in Ijo, Yewa North. Then I proceeded to Egbado Teacher Training College. I finished in the year 1983. I was given an appointment for teaching profession. I taught in so many schools, both in Yewa North and Yewa South as a class teacher. Later transferred back to Yewa South in Ilaro. I was posted to Ahmadiyya Primary School in the early 80s. From there to Iweke Primary School, Redo, and so on and so forth. Later, I came back to Ilaro as an assistant head teacher in Christ Church School, where I finished my primary school. I ventured into politics in the year 1989 to 1990, which I contested for the post of councillor, but later the leader said I should step down for one of my colleagues, which I did, and I went back to the class because I did not resign my post then. I only asked for leave. I went back to the class to continue with my profession, and from there I was given duty post as assistant head teacher, later given the post of an head teacher at ASLG School 2 Modiolu in Ilaro. And from there, in the year 2015, I've taught for 33 years then. I now decided to resign. I contested for the post of chairmanship. Before that time, I've contested for House of Assembly during the time of UNCP and MPN, but unfortunately I couldn't get the post, and I went back again. Then when I resigned from my profession, which is teaching, I've spent 33 years. Being in the house is not a joke, and I am not the only person that contested for the election. We are many, but it's God's doing for me to be here. I've been good to my people even before I venture into contesting for any post. I've been a philanthropist to my people. If you cry to my house, the little, I am not saying I will do everything for you, but the little I can do, I make you laugh before you leave my house. That is what I've been known for. But I can easily tell you that my people still appreciate me because the little I can do. And the first time I came into the house, I did what I can do. I make solar lights for them. I did some grading of road for my people. And I came in through opposition then. There's little we can do. But presently, we are doing what I am in the ruling party. Yes, our great party, APC. So I can boldly tell you that I've been doing some things for my people, but in about 2-3 weeks now, I'll be doing my empowerment. I want to do it loudly for my people, and I have in mind to construct some structures in the market and to renovate some schools for my people before the end of this term by the special grace of God.
Ogun State House of Assembly in the week under review decried the continued invasion of the state by officers and men of the Nigeria Police Force, Lagos State Command, especially from Zone 2 Command Headquarters and FCIID Alagbon. with the sole aim of carrying out incessant arrests of innocent residents, which is aiding the activities of land grabbers and illegal claimants to chieftaincy tools in the state. Speaker Right Honorable Oludaisi Elemide condemned the act while responding to the submissions of a member representing Ipokia Idiroko State Constituency, Honorable Adebisi Oyedele, and his Yewa North 1 counterpart, Adeyanju Adegoke, who spoke under personal explanation at the plenary held at the Assembly Complex, Okemoson, Abeokuta.
4 or 5 days ago, Mr. Speaker, some of my constituents called me, and I am glad that some of the honorable members were with me when I received this distress call about how the men of the Nigerian Police Force attached to the Inspector General of Police Office, Criminal Investigation Department, Alagbo, how they are being used, conniving with some hoodlums to perpetrate different evils on our land, sending our people packing off their legitimate property, saying that they will imprison them, they will use their forces to keep them mute. These people are not believing that there is government here. They believe that they can just encroach, they can go into anywhere and say that this land belongs to them. They get some people from inward and they cook different all manners of stories to back up their claim. I want to say that the name that is attached to this perpetration is one Mr. Victor Ogbeta with his dogs, and one Mr. Obe Bolaji, who is a citizen of the area, who is the person in question. Mr. Speaker, I need you to use your good office to please ensure that sanctity is restored in Okere, Ilashi Aziz of Ipokia local government, where our fish farmers are doing their businesses peacefully. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You come from Lagos, you come and yours, Ogun State is not a lawmaker. So I want to subscribe use your good office that any issue concerning land, any sort of chieftaincy disputes, our Commissioner of Police here and Mr. Governor should do something like that. They should not be coming from Lagos and terrorize our people. And the reason why the issue of land grabbing is common in Ogun State that because of the limestone and the mineral resources. Because one police called me from Ilewe that a lot have been done in Ipokia, that this one, they mentioned the name of minerals they are using it for the ties. That they have a larger commercial deposits in Ipokia. That's why they are coming from Lagos to attack our land. And Mr. Governor make a pronouncement concerning on that. We should work on it because the way you are treating us in is very terrible. So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The last time it was Oweye, Garuba, and they will be traced back to Lagos State. Now, law enforcement agents are now traced back to Lagos State. And it's common. They came to arrest them from Zone 2, Zone 2, Zone 2, Zone 2. And it will boil down to all these Ajagungbale chieftaincy affair. Like, people are now making use of that Zone 2 as a threat. I don't know where they call it. When law enforcers now become lawbreakers, I don't know what we are going to say again. And that is what we are saying about Nigeria. The level of corruption is very high. If there is no vested interest, I know everybody will go about their normal duties legally and constitutionally. But when there is vested interest, one is bound to misbehave. And that is what we are seeing in Ogun State. Why is it only that when issues of land and all these things happen, the next port of call is Alagbon? Don't we have police commissioner in Ogun State? Don't we have DPOs in their various commissions? we, as representatives of our people, we will not sit down idle when our people are being oppressed, tortured. We will not sit down idle, because that is why we are voted in. They voted us in to speak for them, to see for them, to hear for them, to walk for them, to move for them, and we will not desist from doing so. I implore all concerned authorities to please rise up to this occasion. The governor has said that he frowned at any land grabbing activities. We should speak for the masses. We are the voice of the masses. And we are saying the state government, enough should be enough. These people should be called to order. We are saying we should eat what will grow. But our farmlands have become a guru for people to farm. In the case of Ipokia, we know that that area is for fish farming, and they have dislodged these people. How do we now ensure food security for Nigeria? How do we ensure food security for our people? How do we enhance our economy? I want to call on the Commissioner of Police to please look into this. I want to call on the Attorney General of Ogun State and Commissioner for Justice to please rise up and take action. And I want to call on Amotekun, the SOSAFE, all our security apparatus. Let them know that this is Ogun State, and we will not submit our sovereignty as a state, our independence as a state, to any state, be it Lagos or any other state.